Hey guys, um, Judgment Company's here again, and today I'm gonna kind of sort of go off in a different perspective, not so much directly linked to airsoft, but to war in general, the tactics and logistics behind war. I don't know if you guys have ever seen sand tables, but basically what a sand table is, it's just a table that military and law enforcement and firefighters will sometimes even use to lay down the foundation of a plan, a battle plan, or a security plan, or entering this house or doing something like that. And it's a table. You've got all your little pieces, and you move them around to show exactly what you think your enemy is going to do, what you plan on doing to get your enemy to do this. Basically, it's just like a game. It's kind of like Risk, but except with real consequences and benefits. So I'm going to be doing a whiteboard sand table since I don't actually own a sand table. So I'm just going to do a whiteboard sand table, and today, as you probably read in the title, this is the first segment of Judgment Company Airsoft's sand tables. Very creative. But it's the first segment, and I'm going to do basic defense strategies. So basically just how to lock down an area of operations, or an area of operation, or an AO. So take you over to the sand table, the whiteboard, and start off by drawing us a building. Let's say we have to control this area right here. This is our AO. So here's our AO. Wow, that's a terrible O. This is our AO. This thing's practically dead. That's our AO. So we have to secure this. We've got enemies coming from here, here. Basically, they're coming from all sides, and they're moving in on the target. And it's their job to take this target from us. Now, what you never want to do is you never want your defense inside the AO. You never want to be inside, because then you're trapped in a fatal funnel. So if these guys happen to move up and they move close enough, then let's just go and say it. There was a third person right there. So if these guys are able to move up as far as they possibly can to be like right on top of the perimeter, well, then you're screwed. Basically, you're trapped inside until enough of them funnel in and slaughter you all. So if that's their plan of attack, if they plan on moving in, then basically the number one rule to holding down a building is to have your perimeter guard on the outside of the building. You want those guys outside so that not only can they fall back and Alamo it, so, remember the Alamo, they can fall back to the actual AO, but they have the ability to move within a wide variety of areas. So if this guy's getting hammered, he can either Alamo it, or he can push up. So he can be pushing up towards the enemy, or he can Alamo it. He's got two sections. He's got two different ways that he can go, rather than being required to wait inside this AO and be killed, or pray that he can get outside without being shot. Fortunately, in Airsoft, you don't actually get killed. So you've got your Alamo. Not only do you have the ability to move freely, but you also have more sectors of fire. If you're stuck inside, then you only have this window or this doorway to shoot out of, and you're forced to come through that area and create a fatal funnel, basically. So the enemy can just pummel rounds through that doorway. So if there's a guy in here and there's a window right here, the enemy can just send rounds through that window, and whoever is unlucky to poke their head out dies. Therefore, everybody's suppressed, so all they have to do is shoot through the windows, have guys advance, now they're inside, they won. So, rule number 1, never have all of your players on the inside of the AO. Granted, you want a few people on the inside, but you never want all of them. So, there you go. That's rule number 1. That's basics to holding, to defending an area. So, how do we fight back? How do we win? Well, basically, in order to win, you must expand that defensive area, that defensive green zone. I'm writing in green, so it's a green zone. But you want to be able to expand that defensive zone as far as possible, forcing the enemy to basically retreat or be killed. So, the further you expand, the more breathing room you give yourself. So rather than being here and being forced to Alamo it, you can be here and then move back. So now we've just pushed back the enemy. The enemy has retreated. And then what are we going to do? You're going to expand yet again. You're going to keep expanding that defensive area until the enemy has either been annihilated or has retreated to the point where you no longer need to worry about the AO. Make sense? So, just remember, when you're on the field, communication is key. Always communicate. Have quick lingo. You should be able to turn to your friendly and shout out Alamo, and they know to retreat back to the AO. Or to the target, to the DZ or whatever it is. You should be able to say, move up and they move up. You should be able to say flank left and they flank left. You should be able to go hold, bingo on ammo, things like that. You need to be able to communicate quickly and effectively with your teammates. So always remember, in order for your sand table to come to life on the battlefield, you must be able to communicate. So, I want to end on this note. I'm going to keep this video short so that I can make more videos. But just remember, never have everyone in the Alamo or in the AO, in the target. Always have a wider perimeter defense, so you give yourself breathing room and continue to push forward. Do not fall back. Never fall back until that last second where this enemy over here has a frickin' 60 and he's just pummeling you. This guy dies, and you never want to Alamo, until you're beyond the point of no return. Basically, it's when you're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle and there's a thunderstorm coming. So, just remember, always expand that area of operation. Always expand the defensive green zone until you either have given yourself so much breathing room that it doesn't even matter, or until the enemy is dead. And I just want to thank you guys for listening to my sand table talk. And next episode is going to be on the basics of attacking. We've done defense, now we're going to move on to super basic attacking, and then we'll go into more detailed different kinds of maneuvers. Also, be on the lookout for MOS training, military occupational status training. So, how to fight if you're a support gunner, how to fight if you're an assaulter, pointman, marksman, all those different kinds of things, those occupational statuses. And be on the lookout for more videos of shooting tests, gameplay. I'm going to be trying to get back into the swing of things. I've been dormant for a couple months because it's so strange outside with the winter. I'm not going to say cold because it's not really that cold, but the weather is just weird. It'll rain for a couple days and then be warm and then cool off and then rain again. So you can never really know exactly when to go play. But enough of me rambling. Just want to, again, thanks for listening. and have a pleasant day, evening, or, yeah, you know what I mean.